the recording of this. I want to make sure that you have a chance to do that. Welcome to How to Grow Your Network Marketing Business by Advertising on Facebook. And what I'm going to do tonight is to show you exactly how to do that. I know there's a lot of skepticism, a lot of trepidation about, is it against the rules of my company? Is it, should I be doing it because my upline's not teaching it? There's a lot of, fear when it comes to the technology. Is it too much for you? So I totally understand. And that's what I want to cover first. Before I tell you a little bit about myself and before we get in tonight, let's address this question. Is this even for you? Because I don't want to waste your time. I'm not here to fill you with a bunch of hype and try to pitch you something. I genuinely want to help you take a big step forward in your network marketing business, but this may not even be for you. So I'd say, it's perfect for two types of network marketers. Okay. One, if you're a network marketer that's maybe had some positive results, but, maybe things aren't, exactly where you want them to be. You're looking for a way to kind of take your business to a new level, then this is perfect for you. Or number two, maybe you're a network marketer like I was, someone who really loves their products or services, and you really just want to build, and you're looking for a little bit more professional way to put your products or services and maybe even business in front of people that actually want what you have. And if that's you, if either of those two are you, then you're obviously in the right place. So what I'm going to do is to share with you proven methods that I personally have used to grow a real network marketing business online, advertising legally, professionally, without violating my company's policies and procedures, and of course, without getting shut down by either Facebook or Google or all of the other advertising platforms. So just to tell you a little bit about who I am and why it matters to you, my name is Ben Sturdivant, and I am from a town called Santa Rosa, California. That is my family, my wife Carrie, my son Caleb, my daughter Ellie. We live in the gorgeous wine country just north of San Francisco, and I was introduced to the network marketing profession at the age of 19. It was 1997. I was in college. I was studying physical therapy. That's actually what I ended up getting my degree in, something I really loved. But someone showed me the concept of network marketing. It was a company called Excel Communications. This was back in 1997. They were a long-distance network marketing company. I believe we have some ACN people in the room, so you guys can probably relate to that. But get paid every time somebody pays a long distance bill. It made sense, right? So I jumped in and followed the training, but unfortunately I didn't get off to the best start. To make a long story short, the first 98 people that I talked to on my list all said no. And I made it far more than most people would, right? Most people make a list of 10 or 20 and get 3 or 4 no's and they're gone. So I was just stubborn. What I was ignorant. Right? I had never been exposed to network marketing before, really didn't understand it. But, it made sense to me, right? The residual income concept kind of got me excited. But I'm not going to lie to you, getting that rejection certainly set me into what I call hobby mode. And you guys have probably seen a lot of people in your own teams, or maybe even yourself, kind of fall into this. I went to all the meetings, I listened to all the conference calls, I went to all the conferences, the international events, spent way more than I ever made. And, I did that for about 3 years. And after 3 years of kind of treating the business like a hobby, I had a total of 24 bodies in my team, 23 of which I paid for to join. None of them ever did anything. Don't ever do that, by the way. But then something happened. I found a real motivator, my why. My wife and I had gotten out of school. I got my physical therapy degree. And I was working in the profession. My wife was a microbiologist. We were in our early 20s, and she really we wanted to start a family, but she wanted to be home with our kids. And for most people around the world, that's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard to do on one income. Where we live in Santa Rosa, California, a little 1,500 square foot home is about $750,000 US. So surviving on a physical therapist income of $50,000, $60,000 a year, fresh out of college, we weren't going to be able to live the kind of lifestyle that we wanted, which wasn't luxury. We just wanted to be able to control what we were doing. And, I couldn't do that in physical therapy. So I decided to take my network marketing business seriously, but I had a problem. And that was that I had kind of plowed through my warm market, really turned a lot of people off. And I'm going to be very upfront with you. I felt very uneasy, very uncomfortable. When I would get around my friends, I always felt like I was trying to manipulate the conversation in my direction so I could get them in my business or sell them my service. And I didn't mind sharing with people, but the tactics that were being taught at all the regional and national events, that definitely worked for some. They just didn't sit well with me. And I basically had to find a more professional way to build a business. I didn't really have an upline. My upline had lost their business in a divorce a couple of weeks after I joined, and we really didn't have anyone above us. So, I kind of was on my own, which as I look back on it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I didn't have anyone say, no, you shouldn't do that. I started just looking online. This was about, 2001 when DSL and high-speed internet was just starting to come around. So I started looking at, some major companies like Google and, major, traditional companies that were advertising their businesses online. And I thought, well, shoot, if they can do it, why can't network marketers? And that's kind of how I got introduced to this world of online marketing. And I dove right in. I learned everything I could. It took me about a year. I took courses. I tried and failed and tried and failed. But then eventually something happened. I woke up one morning. I followed this course and I put an ad out there, and I woke up in the morning and I opened up my email before I headed off to my physical therapy job. And there in my email inbox was my very first lead. And I'll never forget it. To this day, the subject line said, "You have a new lead, a request for information." And this person had opted into an ad about my network marketing business, and I didn't have to, chase them down. I didn't have to feel uncomfortable about it. I called them immediately. They said, they picked up the phone, I said, my name is Ben Sturdivant. You were just on my website recently. I requested information about my business, and I'd be happy to share some information with you. They said, well, wow, that was fast. And yes, I'm really interested. And from that point on, guys, everything changed for me. I scaled up. I put everything I could into that. It took me about 14 months. I ended up matching my wife's income as a microbiologist. I matched mine in physical therapy. And I have been full-time. I went full-time in the profession at the end of 2002, been full-time ever since in 2003. In 2000, unfortunately, the company I was with dissolved their multi-level marketing division. But then in 2006, I joined a company where I eventually became the number one income earner. I was eventually passed up by someone in my team in 2012. I personally enrolled over 1,200 people in that company and grew a team of over 40,000 distributors, over 100,000 customers. I earned millions of dollars in commissions, and I did this all through online marketing. I've been fortunate to speak on some stages of some major network marketing events. I wrote a book called The MLM Emotional Roller Coaster. I was recognized in the 2018 Ambassadors of Network Marketing Hall of Fame alongside some awesome leaders. And I'm telling you this because I want you to know that what I have to share with you is not hype. It isn't fluff. I have been in this profession full-time for many years. I have the arrows, the bruises, and success in the profession to prove that I know what I'm talking about. And speaking of bruises, I want to share with you, why I'm here with you sharing this information, because rightfully, a lot of people ask me, well, Ben, why aren't you using this to build a network marketing business? The answer is because I did. I've been with two companies in my almost 21 years, actually over 21 years of network marketing experience. I'm not a jumper. I'm not a multi-level marketing junkie. At the end of 2015, the company I'd been with for almost 10 years made a pretty major compensation plan change, which, I had a very nice residual income, but they took a lot of the upfront, immediate income away and scared off some of the leaders that I had. But I had a very large customer base, multiple six-figure income, residual income, and really didn't, have a desire to go do anything else. But what this sort of did is set me into this kind of, I don't want to say retirement mode, but I stopped building actively in the field, which I'm sure you can imagine. Anytime a company kind of, chisels at your trust, it's hard to put your heart and soul into it anymore. So I took a big step back, but I had some colleagues and some friends that were in other companies, reaching out to me, and they said, well, if you're not going to build, you don't want to come with us, why don't you, consult for us? Teach us what you did with online marketing. So I started doing that. And by accident, I started getting into some coaching. I worked with some major network marketing professionals. I don't know if you guys have heard of Richard Brook before. Work with Richard, not in a company, but helping him build his brand, helped him triple his revenue in his business, helping them teach their company how to do online marketing. I've worked and consulted with some other network marketers and professional network marketers and companies like ACN, Herbalife, Young Living, doTERRA, Isagenix, Arbonne. There's a whole list of companies and leaders that I've worked with in these companies. And that's sort of how I ended up finding my new passion, which is helping network marketers learn what I knew how to do. Because my biggest regret, looking back, is that I didn't teach more of the people that I personally enrolled how to do what I was doing. See, I bought into what all of the gurus said, which was, don't confuse people. Don't try to teach people things that maybe work. Try to keep it simple and only teach what duplicates. And of course, what they're talking about is just warm market, just belly to belly. And that was a big mistake, because what I was doing did work, and it worked very well. And what I didn't realize is that network marketing is made up of a lot more people like me than I knew. People who love their products and services, but they're a little bit more introverted, right? They're not the life of the party. They love people. They love helping people, but they don't love pushing their business in everyone's face, right? They don't mind working hard. They just want a more professional approach. And that's who I was. And I knew there had to be there has to be a way to give network marketers who, they try, right? They plug into a system in a company, and they're being taught by some very genuine, successful leaders, people who are making millions of dollars a year following the system of exposing to their warm market. I knew that there were a lot of people out there who didn't succeed in that, because I personally sponsored over 1,200 people. These 1,200 people paid $399 to join that opportunity. And, I tried to help them launch in their warm market. And some of them did very well. The people who were, they had big circles of influence, and they had a large list, and they had a lot of personal motivation. A lot of those people were able to go out there and expose their business and do very well. But a very small percentage of the people I enrolled, right? And so that's what kind of led me into this path here, teaching network marketers how to master this concept of online marketing. And I've, of course, learned how to do it. And just, I know there's some skeptical people, so I'm going to put my, put the proof out there. From January 2018 to October 31st, 2018, when I took the screenshot, I need to update this. I spent $24,000 just in Facebook advertising. That generated over $124,000 in gross revenue. So that's net of over $100,000 in revenue just from Facebook advertising. I have my autoresponder system has over 47,000 active leads in it. Here's a more recent, December 7th, 2018 to December 17th, a 10-day period. 527 leads that I generated using Facebook ads. That's 16 cents per lead. These are people requesting information about my specific offer. In a 30-day period, this December 27th to January 24th, this includes New Year's, right? And right after Christmas, generated over 1.8 thousand leads, 1,800 plus leads, 356 webinar registrations just like this. And again, I'm sharing this so you know that this isn't hype or theory. This is proven. The stuff I'm going to teach you tonight works, and it's proven to get results. It works, and I want you to know that you absolutely can do this too. But the challenge is, where do you start, right? I mean, how do you know what works? You have your upline saying to only follow their system and keep things simple, right? Then you have people like me telling you to try marketing. So what works? Well, my answer is probably going to surprise some of you. The answer is both. You see, this is the problem we have in the profession. Warm market, belly to belly, absolutely works for some people. But cold market building also works for some people. Unfortunately, there isn't a right or wrong answer. But let me ask you a serious question. And I'm not here to offend anyone, right? I'm not here to tell you that what your upline is doing doesn't work. Of course it does. But let me ask you this. If warm market or belly to belly is the only thing that will duplicate, then why isn't it? Why? Why do we still have a 95+% attrition rate in network marketing? I can speak from experience here. If you've enrolled 1,200 people in a network marketing that paid $400 to join, and that probably gives someone a pretty good sample size to be able to evaluate what people are doing and what they're not doing. Here's the reason I think we're at this point in the profession, and it's because when you go and you recruit someone in your warm market, most of the time the people are joining because of you. Haven't you heard that saying before, right? People don't join companies or comp plans or products, they join you. Well, that's great if you're getting off to a fast start and you got some upfront bonuses to earn, you generate some income. But generally what happens is that gets people into your business, but it doesn't create duplication, because that's not going to be enough. The reason that they're joining for you, that's not going to be enough to keep those people joining and building long term. They have to build for their own reasons. And yes, okay, this is why it's so important to get them to the events, right? Get them to the international events, get them around like-minded people, because a small percentage, the light bulb will go on, right? They'll get it, okay? But what about all the majority, right? What about the 95% that don't get it? It's not because they're not willing. It's not because they don't want to work hard. It's just because what we're telling them is we're saying, no, if you can't do it our way, then you're a failure, or you just need to work more on your personal development. That's not fair, okay? Because I was that person. If someone had said that to me, I told you earlier, it was a blessing that I didn't have an upline. Because if someone had said that to me, I would have never continued. I would have never tried to find a way that would work for me. So the challenge, my suggestion is, why not put your business in front of people who already want it, who already want what you have to offer, right? I mean, to me, that makes sense. Maybe that's people but for most people, it's not. And that's my goal here tonight, to simply show you another way. It's not replacing. I'm not saying that it's the best way or that it should replace what your leaders are teaching. I'm saying it should supplement, right? I fully support the philosophy that brand new distributors should all launch their business in their hot markets. I fully support that. I mean, if you don't believe enough in your business to share it with the people that you care about, you shouldn't be doing it, number one. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't hang the future of your business solely on that small niche of people, because it's too small. What I'm suggesting is that the way to grow a massive team is to create a situation where you're massively exposing your business to the right people, and you're doing it on a consistent, ongoing basis. Now, realistically, guys, you have to understand that the concepts that I'm going to be sharing here tonight, while they're designed to be learned by anyone, the 90 minutes that we're going to be here is not going to be enough to cover all the details of everything you're going to need to know to execute these strategies 100%. So yes, there's going to be an offer to take part in a higher level coaching or training program if you decide that's something that you want to do. But regardless of whether or not you choose to take part in that, I think the value you're going to get from tonight is going to help you take a big step forward in your business. And just to offer you a little bribe to stick around, because we are going to be here a little while, I have a special gift that I'm going to be sharing with you at the end. Trust me, you're going to want this. I'll be sharing a free tool that basically completely saved my life in this profession. And it could do the same thing for maybe you or someone in your team. I also want you to know that as I go through this information tonight, I'm going to be referencing some websites, some free tools to use. I'm also going to be referencing some tools. I'm going to give you a bunch of links at the end where you can go and download everything, where you can get access to everything. So you don't have to write anything down. If you want to take some notes tonight, I certainly encourage you to do that. It can definitely help. But at the end of the webinar tonight, I'll throw in the chat all the important links and downloads that I'm talking about. Okay, so let's dig in. Let's go ahead and get started. I value your time. Again, I know it's Valentine's Day, and I certainly want to get out there and have some dinner with my wife and kids. So what I want to do tonight is introduce you basically to the 3 marketing secrets that I have used for years to build a massive influx of leads, people who are requesting information directly from me about my business. And I want to show you how to do the same thing. Okay, so here they are. Number 1, we're going to talk about how to identify your target market. I'm going to show you how to identify the exact market of people that want what you have, so you don't have to get frustrated and waste time and energy and maybe money putting your offer in front of people who don't want it, right? Secret number two, I'm going to show you how to create what's called a lead magnet. I'm going to show you how to turn cold market prospects into people excited to hear from you about what you have to offer. Remember, I told you when I called that person back, they said, wow, that was fast. And yes, I'm interested. Thank you for calling me. What a difference, right? Versus skepticism and what do you want, right? Secret number three, I'm going to show you how to use Facebook and Instagram. They're actually connected, the two biggest people platforms in the world. I'm going to show you how to put your offer in front of your perfect customer. Okay, so here we go. Secret number one, let's talk about identifying your target market. And some of you might be thinking, but Ben, everyone's a target for my product. Unfortunately, they aren't, right? And you know this from experience, right? Because you've asked people to try your product. You've asked people to do what I did. When I got started, remember, I got started with Excel Communications. They were a long distance company. This is when we had to have long distance service back in the 1990s. And so everyone had it, right? So of course, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, well, surely everyone wants my product, right? Because at the time we were 10 cents a minute. And I think AT&T, who had everybody, was like 12 cents a minute. So I knew I could save people money. So, I followed the training. I went to my first person on that list and I asked my mom, I said, Mom, you got to do me a favor. It's not going to cost you anything. In fact, I'm probably going to save you some money. And she said, no. AT&T's been good to her. She wasn't looking to change, even though it was me, right? And I tried, I pulled the heartstrings, but I'm your son and, please, right? Begging, right? That's not professional. And, so I thought, okay, well, this customer gathering thing doesn't work. Let me try to recruit. So I called up my best friend, Dylan, followed the training. I said, Dylan, I'm really excited about something. I'd love for you to take a look at it. When can I come over and share some information with you? And of course, Dylan asked me what it was. And, instead of, going over and giving him a videotape, remember this is 1997. So, I started to tell him a little bit about what it is. And, those things don't work, and I got beat down, right? And, and this is kind of how I proceeded. For the next 98 people in a row, they all said no. And it wasn't necessarily that, because of me. They weren't saying no to me. And I understood all of that, right? What the reality was is they weren't at the right time to see it, right? Have you guys ever felt like that, right? You're sharing your business with someone and you get it, right? It's just brilliant. And you're talking to someone and they're like, no, those things don't work, right? Or no, I tried that. You're thinking, how do they not see it? I mean, what are they brain dead? Obviously, they're not at the right time in their life to see what you're sharing with them, right? They're not open. So what's so frustrating as network marketers is we are out there beating our head against brick walls, meaning we're one by one, we're going to people and we're trying to put a really good offer in front of them. And we're kind of rolling the dice, right? We're kind of like randomly, just blindly kind of hoping that they see it. Now, this is where the people who have really good circles of influence, where they have a lot of influence over people, when they say jump, people jump, right? These are the people that do really well. They'll go recruit, you see them, they get recognized on stage at your weekly events or, on conference calls or in webinars. They're the people who get promoted really quickly. They're able to go and recruit because those people are joining because of them and their reputation and their status and all of that stuff. And that's a great way to get a bunch of people in. Unfortunately, most of those people that they get in are not going to do anything because they're not joining for their own reasons. They're joining for the person who got them in. So very few people have that kind of influence. And this is why a lot of the frustration happens in network marketing, because we are out there trying to put our business one by one in front of people who don't necessarily want it. And the whole point of marketing, right? Look at major companies like Budweiser. You don't see a lot of beer Budweiser commercials on Saturday morning cartoons, right? I mean, right? I mean, you don't, because that's not their target market, right? It doesn't take a genius to understand that. But it's sort of like that's sort of like, putting beer commercials in front of, Saturday morning cartoons is kind of like what we as network marketers do. We're out there, hey, get this, and they're just not the right people for it. So the whole point for me, what the whole world that opened up to me when I got into online marketing was being able to find people that would raise their hand. And more importantly, people who I could target and find who actually want what I have. So I know that's kind of a long explanation as to why this is so important, but guys, this is like the most important thing. And it makes it so much more fun. I mean, imagine talking to someone who totally loves what you've got. They're all over it, and they're looking to make a change for something. They want something. They have that drive inside them, right? Doesn't that obviously make sense to be talking to someone like that? Well, the big companies, like Verizon and, Princess Cruises and, Clinique, I'm just throwing some brands out there. They're spending billions of dollars a year casting huge nets out there, right? And they're able to get people coming to them. They're able to create the brand recognition and all that stuff. Well, we as network marketers can't do that. But if we continue to try to go one by one, belly to belly, how long do you think it's going to take to cast a big enough net in order to reach enough people to find the people for whom it's the right thing to be doing now? Can you start to see why so many people in our profession struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle? So what I'm going to share with you tonight is not necessarily a piece of cake, right? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's a get rich quick. I'm saying it's a way for you as a network marketer to kind of level the playing field with the big, major marketing companies and get out there and put your message in front of people who want it. Okay. So the first step in target marketing is doing, this target market research. And one of the best tools that I use is a tool called Audience Insights. And it's a free tool. All you need is a Facebook ad manager. To get that, you just need a Facebook fan page. So don't worry if you don't have a fan page. You don't need a bunch of likes. You just got to create a fan page. And to do that, it's pretty simple. On your personal page somewhere, it's either in the top right corner, left corner, it changes, it seems like weekly. You just go there, you click on create a page, right? You don't need to make it pretty, but once you create that, you can create an ad manager. And once you get in your ad manager, you can go up to these little, I call it a hamburger menu. There's little 3 lines up there. Click on that, and you can pull down the Audience Insights. And basically what this gives you is insight into all of the people all over Facebook. You can do it by country. You can do it by, worldwide. You can do it by city or region. You can search for whatever you want. And let's say, for example, you come here and you type in, essential oils, right? And it's going to give you millions and millions of people who are on Facebook, but it's going to show you some demographics that you're going to want to know, like what the age is of these people, the majority of the people on Facebook, what their ages are, what their gender is. You can click on page likes and get into the page likes and activity, relationship status, education level. And this is kind of beginning the process where you're starting to understand your customer. Then you can also use Facebook itself. A lot of people don't even know that this search bar is there. At the top of Facebook, click on the search bar and type in, weight loss, for example, if you're in a weight loss company. I'm not, okay? I'm just using that as an example. But if you typed in weight loss, you're going to find, results for like all of the pages and, groups. And I'm not going to tell you to go get in a group and start, plastering your ad everywhere or plastering your link to your opportunity everywhere. No, that's not professional. What we're going to use it for is research, right? Think about it. Let's say you type in weight loss and up comes the page for Jenny Craig. You're not going to go on a Jenny Craig's business page and start plastering your link. No, what you're going to do is you're going to start listening to their customers. You're going to start, paying attention and, starting to get to know what your customers, your competition, right, who has your customers that you want. They should be using your products instead of someone else's, right? You could do this, for those of you who might be in a service-based company. Let's say you offer cell phone service. You should be on Verizon's fan page. Be in some groups that deal with their products and listen, right? You're paying attention. What you're looking for are their pain points. What are they frustrated with? What kind of solution could you provide them? If you're talking business opportunity, maybe you're looking at, you're in the, Uber's group, right? Because it's a side hustle kind of concept. Maybe you're in, in retirement or, those types of groups or pages, right? So what you're trying to do is get some insight into what your customers are out there looking for. Another great tool, and I'll give you a download link to this afterwards, is called answerthepublic.com. And you could type in any term here, and it's basically going to give you a summary of all of the main questions that people in this market are typing into Google, right? So all of the how, why, are, where, can, will, which, what, who, when questions. And this is important because you can click on these and you can go in and you can see, blogs that are coming up and what people are talking about. This is probably one of my most effective tools. When I get into doing some research into a specific niche of people or market or industry, very powerful. Amazon's another one that's very helpful. Specifically if you're in a product-based business, oils, weight loss. I did just an example here of doing a search inside of Amazon for a meal replacement shake, right? And I found one that had a lot of reviews. And what did I do? I clicked on the 1-star reviews and I started reading about what they don't like, right? Chalky, meal replacement, the diet doesn't last, that kind of thing. If you're in a travel type of business, maybe you go to Yelp, right? And you look at if you've got a trip to Disney, right? Or maybe it's a cruise and maybe you go there and you do some research on what customers liked, what they didn't like. Maybe you have a vacation club or package that you could offer them. In the service-based business, maybe you're going on to things like, consumer products and consumer complaint websites and figuring out or listening to what customers struggle with their providers. Usually it's things like, poor coverage with their cell phone service or poor customer service. Maybe you have a solution to that. So what we're doing here is we're trying to define our ideal customer. I call it building your customer avatar. And I'll have a link to these in the downloads tonight. It's basically a worksheet to help you kind of get very specific about your customer avatar, your ideal customer. And what you guys have to realize is that you're going to probably have a different avatar for each product and opportunity, right? So I'll use the travel, for example. People who like, cruises to Alaska are going to probably have a little bit different customer avatar worksheet than people who like cruises to the Bahamas, right? People who are, completely wealthy and financially independent, they may not be interested in your business opportunity, but maybe they're interested in something else, right? So the mistake that a lot of us make in network marketing is we assume that everyone wants what we have, that we know exactly what they're thinking, and we don't. This is what the customer research is for. We find out some of the demographics, we look and see what they're hanging out, what they're reading, what they're listening to, the gurus that they follow, the tools that they use, and we're describing them. And what we're also doing in that research is we're finding out what their pains and their frustrations are, and then what they're afraid of and what that can lead to. That's what fears and implications mean. So for example, I'll use weight loss. Obviously, pains and frustrations of diet programs, right? They don't last. They don't taste good, right? But the real emotional side to this is things like, right, lack of energy to spend, for their life and their family, fear of disease and death, right? So obviously their goal and desires is to get from over here to over here. And what you as a marketer are doing is providing a solution, right? This is where it's really important to kind of put yourself aside and stop worrying about getting your rank promotion or, I don't know about you guys, but I got to the point where I had friends of mine when I was just starting out in network marketing, and I would go back to people over and over again. And it started to feel really uncomfortable because people would talk behind my back and, hey, Ben, how's that phone thing doing? Oh, I used to hate that, right? But it was because I didn't really have anyone else to talk to. I would try bumping into people at the mall. I would try bumping into people in school, or people I worked with. And it was really, really uncomfortable. And the reason that it was uncomfortable is because I was constantly trying to push my agenda on people, right? I wanted to manipulate conversations in order to get them to see what I saw. Trying to do that one by one is really, really, really difficult, especially if you work a full-time job or if you've got kids. I mean, it's no wonder that most people in network marketing get frustrated and give up and quit. So what we need to do is we need to put our offer out there, but we got to put it in front of the right people. That's why this first step is so important, because once you start to identify all of this stuff, it's going to be a lot easier to get your offer in front of people and get them to say, heck yeah, that makes sense. And what we're trying to do here is really identify what our product goal is. And it's not, it's not just the product and what it's supposed to do. It's deeper than that. What problem does it solve? For example, in weight loss is not the product goal. The product goal is those fears and implications, right? It's the fear of disease or lack of energy to spend time with their family. In marketing, what you're trying to do is try to appeal to people's pain points. And I'm going to use me as a perfect example. You guys who are here tonight on Valentine's watching a live webinar, Valentine's Day, watching a live webinar, you saw an advertisement on Facebook. I know you all did. That's the only way that I'm getting people into this webinar. And what did the ad say? It probably appealed to some sort of frustration or pain point, did it not? Pain point of lack of people to talk to for your business. So again, I'm practicing what I preach here, and I'm just using that as an example. But what I'm driving people to, and what you'll be driving people to, is what's called a lead magnet, right? You're going, something that's going to attract them. So for me, it's a webinar, right? I'm offering a free webinar with a free 90-minute training that's going to teach you my skills and what I know and how I use. That's valuable. I'm giving value, right? And for that, you're coming to me requesting information. So what are you going to offer to people that's going to get them to come to you and say, yes, I want more of that? Now, honestly, guys, you could do this with warm market, right? You could put it in front of people in a more professional way that right? And get them coming to you. So what's a lead magnet? What are some examples of them? Well, you guys see them all the time, right? They're articles or blogs with tips and reviews. It could be a video tutorial or demo of you and your products and how they help people. Could be a video masterclass or training or a blueprint or a cheat sheet. I mean, we see them everywhere, okay? And, I had somebody challenge me and said, Ben, those things, I don't think that can really work for network marketing. But, before I buy your course, I want you to prove to me that this works, okay? So I said, all right, I'm up for a challenge. Now, don't even think about coming to me and asking me to challenge again, because that's not happening. All right. So I took his network marketing product, and it was basically it's a health and wellness type product, something that, has it's got some sizzle to it, but, whatever. And I said, okay, let me do a little research. And I started researching people who I thought this product would be a good fit for. And, I could have picked chiropractors. I could have picked anybody, but I settled on personal trainers because, I used to work in physical therapy, and, I go to the gym. I know personal trainers. So I had kind of some personal insight, but I also started doing some target market research. And I started to see that one of the big pain points for personal trainers is they have a lot of competition, right? A lot of people can become a personal trainer. You just basically need to pass a certification. So they have a lot of competition. So it's hard for them to get customers. It's hard for them to stand out. And so what I did is I said, okay, well, what if I created a sort of a lead magnet, an ad that appealed to personal trainers that offered them a solution to that? Right. So all I said was, personal trainers, this small hack could increase your business dramatically. I created one little opt-in page. How'd you like to explode your client base? There's a brand new system that can not only attract more customers to your business, but that can also increase your ongoing recurring revenue. This is a business opportunity. Okay. So I launched the ad on November 17th of 2018 at about 2:02 p.m. Hopefully you can see that. It's a little small. And then the ad was approved by Facebook on Sunday, November 18th, about 2 p.m., so about 24 hours later. And then I checked it around the same time on November 19th. So the ad ran literally for less than 24 hours. But within 24 hours, I had generated him 3 leads for his business, cost him a total of $9.10. That's $3.03 per lead. Now, this is a network marketing product and it also alluded to the opportunity. But network marketing, business opportunity, and product advertised on Facebook. Now, I am not violating Facebook terms of agreements here. The Facebook ad was approved. I'm not violating his company's or his network marketing company's policies and procedures, because I'm not mentioning the company name. I'm not, giving reference to the company. I'm not representing myself as the company. I'm not doing any of the things that I'm not allowed to do. And this worked. 24 hours. Within 24 hours, he had generated leads. Now, the next step was to provide content. So after these trainers opted in, all I did was provide another page that said, hey, this product is pretty cool. It could really, be attractive to your customers and help you stand out because no other trainers, are offering this in your market yet. And so that was the value. I mean, that was really it. And then I had a little video for his company on there and a link where they could enroll and get more information, or they can enroll directly with his replicated website for his company, just like you all have now. That was it. Okay. Now there's other components in this. So some of you have experienced this, when you're buying something from someone online, or if you're doing business with someone online, you want to know, like, and trust them. Now there's a little misunderstanding in our profession, right? We've all heard the saying, people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. Well, if that was true, then everyone in our warm market would do business with us. That's not the case at all. The reality is the people that know us are the last ones that like to do business with us most of the time, because they feel like the only reason you're representing something is because you can make money from it. I mean, that's just a reality of how our warm market think about us as network marketers. In the cold market, they've got to get to know, like, and trust us in order for them to do business with us. So by providing some content and some, a solution to their problem, that's kind of step one. But what we also need to do is develop some trust. And of course, from this point, you want to follow the training that you're getting from your existing network marketing leaders in your company, right? You want to connect with people and ask them questions and take them through your education process. I use email sequences, and a lot of you have already started to receive emails from me where all I'm doing is just kind of introducing myself, right? And, I'm sharing my story, and I'm giving some insight into what I know what I'm talking about, but at the same time, I share my struggles and the things that I've been through so you can relate with that, right? I'm giving you some insight into who I am and where I'm from and all of that stuff. All of this stuff creates that trust so that you can say, okay, this is a real person and they know what they're talking about. So again, trust, authority, all of these things help you gather customers, attract people to you. Okay. So whatever methods that you're using for that, follow the training of your leadership in your company and continue that process. But you can add things to it. You can use technology to you're not replacing you, right? Like over the years, I talked with thousands, probably tens of thousands of people about my business in order to find the 1,200 that I personally recruited. But I talked to every one of those 1,200 people. Every one of them before they joined. It wasn't like I'm sitting in some dark room just sending emails to people. No, what technology does is it doesn't replace you. It makes you more efficient. It makes it so that when you get on the phone with people, by the time you get on the phone with them, you want people saying things like, oh man, I've been waiting for your call, or, hey, I'm already sold. I just wanted to know that this is a real person. I cannot tell you the number of times that I had that conversation with people, and that excuse me, that's when network marketing starts to become fun. So let's get you there. All right. Now what we've got to do is we've got to take what you have to offer and put it in front of the right people. And I'm talking about using Facebook and Instagram ads to do it. Now, you don't need to be scared here, folks. Trust me. I know it sounds like a cliche, but if I can do it, truly, I believe that anyone can. I don't have a business background. I don't have an advertising background. I have a physical therapy background. All right. Now, some of you might be thinking, why Facebook? Why Facebook ads? Well, when we're done here tonight, I want you to go to YouTube and do a YouTube search for Gary Vaynerchuk Facebook ads. And I want you to watch these two videos and, think what you want about Gary. He's got a lot to offer, but, and he's pretty in your face about it, but it's very clear, right? And I agree 100% with what he's saying. If you're in business of any kind and you want to be successful, then Facebook advertising is an absolute must. Why? Because guys, it's where the people are. I mean, look at these numbers. We're talking billions with a B of people every single day who are logging on and looking at information. But what makes them so great for us as networkers is the data. Here's just a small list of some of the things that Facebook can tell us about potential customers and distributors. Now, as a consumer, this might scare the heck out of you, right? But as a marketer, you love it because Facebook can tell us exactly who the people are that already want what you have to offer. But here's what's even better. They're going to let you put your information smack dab in the front of those people's news feeds. But, and there's a big but here, there's just one problem. No one comes on Facebook to be sold to, right? I mean, do you? I don't, right? Now, I'll be honest, as a marketer, I actually like reading ads. I like kind of what I call, ad hacking or funnel hacking. I like going through people's process, but most people don't. And that's just the reality. So that leads me to my little top secret traffic hack here. And it's called the story post ad strategy. And this is something that every one of you could implement tonight if you wanted to. And it works very well. So there's an old saying, you guys have all heard it, right? Facts tell, stories sell, right? Share stories, testimonials, blah, blah, blah. And that's true. And this ad strategy simply takes that concept and puts it into an advertisement form, right? So what we're doing is we're taking an ad or a story, and we're going to put it on your Facebook or business page, because you can't run advertisements from your personal page. You can't boost them. You can't do ads of any kind. You have to have a business fan page. So you're basically going to put an advertisement onto that. Now you could do it through the ad manager, or you could just do it as a post that you boost. I recommend doing it as an ad because you have a little bit more options, but we'll talk about that in a second. But all you really need to do, you really could do this tonight. Don't worry about having lots of likes and a pretty fan page and all that stuff. None of that matters. All you're going to do is find a story that's compelling, that you feel after you've done your target market research. Now, remember, we've gone through this sequence tonight. You can't just throw an ad out there and just boost it and expect people to, come flocking to you. This is why target market research is so important, right? After you've done some target market research and you know what some of those pain points are of that potential customer and what those people want to get, right? Once you know that, you're going to know what story to tell. Now, maybe you don't have one, right? Maybe you're just you're kind of struggling in your business and you don't have a success story. Maybe you don't have a success story with your product. That's okay. I'm willing to bet my life that someone in your company, if your company is more than a year old, someone in your company has been successful and they have a story out there. Could be on your company's YouTube page, could be, anything. What I want you to do is kind of adopt that story, not as your own, but totally take the concept of it and we're going to share it with the world, right? We're going to share it with your potential customers. And the story could be about anything, but related to your core product, right? Without mentioning it directly, without mentioning the name of the person, without mentioning the name of the product, without mentioning the name of the company. Our goal here is to create engagement with your advertisement, but without it being an advertisement or without looking like one. So without being salesy and pitchy. And guys, it's very effective. And the reason it's so effective is because obviously they don't look like ads, but they give a ton of personal insight, which people like, and of course, vulnerability. I mean, that's why you go on Facebook, right? You like to see what's going on in people's lives. And, it's very true. The facts tell and stories sell. And really what you're looking to do is one of three things. You either want to get someone to comment more information. This is the easiest thing to do because you don't have to create a website or, you don't have to do anything fancy, right? So that's the easiest thing. And I'm going to talk about how to structure that. And then number two, you want to get people to either opt into a website or a squeeze page, or number three, maybe you want to have them register for a webinar or some kind of online event. A lot of you have been through a similar kind of process with me here tonight. In the ad that I structured, you see that it's really not, it doesn't look like a normal ad, right? Well, probably a little bit more than a story post ad, but story post ads are great for network marketing because they really allow you to create sort of a warm market out of the cold market just by telling a story. Very duplicatable. There's three parts to this story. Okay, there's the hook, there's the body, and there's a call to action. Now, what I'm going to run through are three examples, and unfortunately, we have so many different categories of network marketing companies. I can't get into all of them. I'm going to get into like a nutritional wellness one, and then I'm going to go into, I believe I've got like a service-based one, I think for a cell phone company, and then I've got one for like a travel. Okay, so I'm trying to hit like the three main categories of network marketing. Okay. Again, I wish I could be here for all of them, but literally you could take these examples and apply them to any network marketing company. And of course, in the downloads tonight, I'm going to give you access to these. So you could take them and you could structure your story post just like them if you wanted to. Okay. So here, I'm just going to read through the first one, and I'll kind of take you back and show you where the different parts are, where the hook, the body, and the call to action are. So I ran into my friend the other day at the pool and almost didn't recognize her. How does a mom of 3 look so good and literally take years off in the process? I asked. Surely she had to be spending hours at the gym or starving herself. Then she told me something I couldn't believe. She told me that all she was doing were a few simple and easy exercises at home that took just 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and had combined it with a nutritional product that was all natural, eliminated her cravings, and actually saved her money each month on groceries. I had to know more. Thankfully, she shared everything with me, and I'm already feeling great and starting to see results. This has been such a gift. I want to share it with others. If you want to know more about how we're shedding pounds fast and enjoying tons of energy without crash diets or rigorous exercise programs, truth be told, before this, I never stuck to a diet before. Simply like this post and comment more info, and I'll shoot you the details via private messenger. Now, let's look back. Okay, what are we doing here? So obviously, I've got some pain points that are inside of this message, right? We've got, saving money, right? Because diet programs can be expensive. Pain points. People don't want to spend hours at the gym or starve themselves, right? Those are pain points. They want to do it fast, right? Shedding pounds. That's a goal, right? They want energy. That's a goal. Without crash diets, right? Or rigorous exercise program. Again, pain points. Never sticking to diets, pain point. So I tried to highlight some of the important things here so that you can kind of see where the target market research for someone, let's say obviously in a weight loss type of product, where it would relate to, right? So at the beginning, all I'm doing is just kind of hooking the interest. Then she told me something I couldn't believe, right? Like, well, as a reader on Facebook, have you ever clicked that little more button, right? To kind of read more about what that person's posting? This is right around when people would hit that. And of course they will, because they want to, well, what are they doing, right? They're skeptical, right? You skeptical people are so funny, right? They doubt everything. No, there's got to be a catch. There's got to be a catch. Well, let's see what it is. Well, we're not saying, all they're doing is taking a diet pill and they're losing weight, right? We're throwing in some realistic stuff, doing a little bit of exercise, combining it with the product. And of course, this is the body where we're kind of telling them what they do. And then of course, the call to action is like the post, comment more info, and you'll shoot them the info. That's it, right? That's a very simple process. So here's one about for you guys. And maybe do we have some ACN people in the room here tonight? I think we do. I'm pretty sure we do. But if let's say you're in an ACN, right? Or a similar kind of business and you guys have cell phone service. So I ran into my friend the other day and he said something to me that I couldn't believe. He told me he was getting free cell phone service from his wireless company. I thought, yeah, right. That's too good to be true. So there's the hook, right? Now, if you saw that and you said, I can get free cell phone service. I don't know. What's the catch? Click more, boom. But then he told me how it worked. I got to keep the same phone I was already using, keep the same wireless network, and all I had to do was refer a handful of people to the service, and mine would be free. I had to know more. Thankfully, he shared everything with me, and I jumped on the opportunity. I'm already earning free service. This has been such a gift. I have to share it with others. If you want to know how to eliminate your cell phone bill, I know I was skeptical too. Simply like this post and comment more info, and I'll shoot you details via PM. Super simple, right? What about you guys in the travel business? Do you have any travel? Let me know in the travel. If you're in the travel business, let me know in the comments. If not, it's fine too. But again, you can relate this to anyone. So I was looking through Facebook the other day and saw another post from my friend on yet another vacation. I knew she wasn't wealthy, so I reached out to her and asked her how she was able to travel so much. What she told me blew me away. Boom, there's the hook, right? At first I thought, yeah, right, too good to be true. But then she told me how it worked. All I had to do was become part of this cool travel club. And if I shared it with others, I could earn free travel points and even free vacations. I had to know more. Thankfully, she shared everything with me and I jumped on the opportunity. I'm already taking awesome vacations and loving every minute of them. This has been such a gift. I want to share it with others. If you want to know more how to travel, and travel more, and even perhaps for free. I know I was skeptical too. You guys get the picture, right? Now, one thing I do want to point out about these is these are very, very superficial, right? They're designed to be examples. My recommendation is get very personal and get very vulnerable, right? If you have a weight loss story, for example, or if you have maybe a lifestyle example without mentioning income claims or any of that stuff, share that with people. The more open you can be, the better, right? But if you don't have a story, I wanted to show you how these generic stories can work and how they're structured, because, hey guys, they do work. I mean, I use the similar concept for my own coaching program, my own training products. And I mean, look at some of these results, 324 leads with $57 spent. I mean, are you kidding me? Here's, 24 hours, 89 leads, 6 cents a lead. And these are people requesting information specifically for me about what I have. They absolutely work, but there's a missing piece to some of this. What we've got to do, it's one thing to know what to do. Now you've got to be able to implement what you're learning. You've got to be able to make this work completely. And this, guys, we've talked about this. We can't get that done in an hour. It's just not realistic. And if you're new to marketing, guys, there's a lot to learn. And trying to do it on your own is really, really hard, really frustrating, and very expensive. Trust me, I know, because that's exactly what I've been through over the years that I've been mastering this art, because it's part science, part art. So what you need to do is you need to put yourself in an environment of success, an environment where you can flourish as a network marketer and an online marketer and entrepreneur. I call it the TMC environment. And the T stands for training. And you need to have the right training laid out for you step by step, obviously, so you know exactly what you need to do to implement and accomplish what it is that you're doing, right? What you're after here is learning how to generate leads for your business. I'm not going to, I'm not coaching you on, what you need to say to them about your opportunity. I'm not coaching you on, plugging them into your presentation. I'm not coaching you on any of that. You're already learning that from people who know your business way better than I do. Your top earners in your company are the best people in the world. Once you've generated a lead, they're now your warm market, and I want you to treat them just like that. All I'm focused on is teaching you and training you on how to become a master at lead generation. Because if you look at the marketing funnel for every network marketing company, right, it's all the same, right? You generate a lead, you get them to a presentation, you follow up, you do some kind of like validation, right? Three-way call, meeting, whatever. It's the same for every network marketing company. The components and how you do all of that may be different, but the reality is they're all the same. But what's the most important part of that? It's the lead generation, right? So the training has to be there to teach you how to do that. And that's what we do. Now, the M stands for mentorship, right? If you're attempting something new and you want to be great at it, you need a trusted mentor that has proven experience and has been where you're about to go, so they can guide you through the process effectively and efficiently, right? If you're attempting to learn how to do CrossFit for the very first time, if you try to do it on your own, you're probably going to get hurt, right? And so what do? You rely on a coach. You rely on a mentor to teach you through that process. And then, of course, the C stands for community and community support. You've got to surround yourself with people who are going through what you're going through. Being an online marketer can be a lonely experience if you're trying to do it by yourself, okay? It's crucial that you put yourself in an environment where you can learn from others, where you can be held accountable, where you can get questions answered, where you can provide support as well. So what you have to ask yourself is, where are you at in this process, or where do you want to be? Do you want to have all of those things, or do you want to do what most network marketers do and try to learn everything piece by piece? This is what we have. We have people who are out there trying to piece together, right? They're getting, they're watching a YouTube video over here on Facebook ads, and then they're going over here and they're watching another one on, network marketing, and then they're listening to their upline, and then they're listening, and they're watching this over here. They're getting mentorship from a coach over there who's never even been in network marketing. And then they're over here, in this Facebook group trying to learn, sales and ad copy. And right? I mean, it's the scatterbomb effect. And that's why so many networkers who try to get into online marketing, why they get stuck, because there's so many different pieces to it. Well, what I set out to do is try to kind of bring it all together so people can stop feeling stuck. They can stop feeling like they don't know where to go, what to do, and so that they can also have the support that they need. So remember when I told you earlier that I am going to be offering you, sort of a next level coaching or training program. That is what Lead Generation Mastery is all about. This is my baby. This is what I invested the last year of my life creating. I launched this December 1st of 2018. I've had I think we're up to 78, 79 course participants right now in the group. But I put everything that I had into this because I wanted to create that product that I wish I would have had years ago. See, I had people who were in my team that I had personally recruited that said, Ben, I'm trying the warm market thing, because I would coach people, the same thing that the gurus teach, right? Get them launched and, let's get them into their warm market. We would do these things called PBRs, private business receptions, but instead of someone's room, like living room, I got them started with webinars, right? So that's how we would launch people. I would do a webinar, and I actually even use Facebook groups to do the same thing. I coach some of my clients to use Facebook groups. But anyway, I was, taking someone who's new and getting them to get into their list and helping them work that list and helping them launch their business. But some people just didn't have the influence. They were like me, right? But I was trying to force them to do what I thought was right for them. I had good intentions. So, they would come to me and they say, Ben, I'm having a tough time. I'm really not doing this. Or maybe they've been in other network marketing companies. They kind of ruin their warm market. And I would say, well, let's get, work on your personal development. Let's get this book and come to the events, and you got to come to this and come to that. And I was very hesitant about teaching them cold market because I bought into what the guru said, which was it'll complicate it. It'll make it too hard for them. What I wish I would have had was an all-in-one type of system where I could say, okay, if you really are serious, if you really want to make this business work and you're willing to put in the time and energy to learn how to do it, I'm going to plug you into a program called Lead Generation Mastery that's going to take you through this process. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to commit to it. We're going to have to work together. You're going to have to be serious about this. But if you're willing to do it, this can teach you how to do what I'm doing. How to generate leads in the cold market, how to get people that don't know you to come to you and request information from you. But see, I didn't have that. I didn't have a system like that. And that's why I told you my biggest regret years ago was not teaching more people this. It's because I didn't have something like this. Because I thought, it's going to be too hard for them to go out and try to do this on their own. And, I didn't want to, I didn't have the time to sit there and hold their hand through every part of the process. That's where this came from. So if it's okay with you, what I would like to do is just kind of run through very quickly sort of the components of this, because there's a lot to it. There's 6 sections, 34 different modules, 4 bonus courses, a members only back office, and a private Facebook community that's all included in this. All right. And this is not something that you're going to be able to just, take it in an hour and you're done and it collects dust in your brain, right? This is a process, right? If you're going to make the decision that, yes, I want to start mastering online marketing, then, it's sort of like a marriage, right? You are committing to that, and it's going to take you going through the process. But if you're willing to do it, I think you're going to have me and also the community kind of guide you through the process. So section 1 is the lead generation foundation. I mentioned some of the principles here tonight, defining your target market, creating what I call your $1 million message. You have something that's attractive to people. People are coming to you. One of the most important things I've added to this since we launched this was some live demos that I've done with actual network marketers in the group, participants who have purchased the course. I'm taking them through a live demo in the group where we're helping them do target market research. We've done, I think we did one for like a coffee business. I think we did one for like an essential oils, a skincare. I actually have 2 skincare owners. They own their own skincare company who have taken the course. This is a $47 value. It's 4 modules by itself, plus the bonus module. Section 2 is Lead Magnet Mastery. I guide you through 7 modules, $297 value course. This is awesome because it takes you through exactly how to create your own lead magnets. And it could be, videos, or it could be physical things. I show you how to design them, make them pretty if you want to do like a free report, or a free ebook or something like that. And none of it costs any money. I show you how to create these things, and some of the links I'll give you tonight, free video editors, free graphic editors, all kinds of things, how to use something as simple as PowerPoint to create powerful lead magnets. Very super powerful course. Section 3 is social networking mastery, how to become a professional networker on social without having to do videos daily, without having, the purpose of going live should be to provide value, not to give, to try to create leads. And it's so funny to me. I see people out there, you should be doing lives daily. They have like 300 friends on Facebook, and only 1% of those are going to even see that video. The 1% goes so sick and tired of seeing the videos over and over again that they just start to tune it out. That's not going to generate you leads. What you want to do is build a community of people that want what you have and want to hear what you have to say. And you need to know how to do that. And this course walks you through how to do that without spending any money. I show you how to connect with people professionally, how to grow your list through social, how to grow your list through others, how to use the ATM method, the ad tag message method. We talk about using groups to launch distributors. You can, doing webinars and presentations using groups. This is a really, really powerful course. Section 4 is all Facebook ads mastery. It really should be Instagram ad mastery too, because they're run by the same company now, Facebook. So it's the same ad manager. So you don't have to create separate ones. So in other words, you can advertise directly on Instagram the moment you put your ad on Facebook too, which is really cool. But this has a $497 value because and I'm selling this by itself, 10 core modules, a bonus module, course worksheets. I mean, look at, guys, this is what you need to learn, right? This is the stuff, the technical stuff. Now, don't get scared by this. I took a course for Facebook ads. I paid $2,000 to take a Facebook ads course. And it helped me learn some of the technical stuff, and which I was really scared. Have you guys ever gone into like an airplane cockpit and you see all of the gadgets, right? All of the switches and, things, knobs and all that stuff. It's a little intimidating. But if you actually talk to a pilot, they only use a small percentage of those throughout their flight. And they have their system checks and all that stuff to make sure everything's working, but they don't use a lot of that. And Facebook ads are kind of like that too. So, taking that course was great for me because it helped me kind of learn the basics of the technical stuff, but unfortunately it didn't help me as a network marketer. And I want to point something out because someone in the last webinar that I did last week asked me this. Well, Ben, there's lots of Facebook ad courses out there. What makes you so different? What makes this so different? And my response is that there are lots of great courses you can take out there, but if they're not a network marketer, if they're not specifically teaching you how to advertise network marketing on Facebook, then you're wasting your money. Because we as networkers, whether we like it or not, we have to play by different rules. And that's what I had to learn the hard way. People get their ad accounts shut down. People get in trouble from their company. They make all these bad mistakes because the people who are teaching Facebook ad manager or Facebook ads out there on YouTube, they're people who are in e-commerce, right? They're advertising t-shirts and fidget spinners. And, you can advertise those all day long on Facebook. And there's no problems at all. They don't have any limitations. They don't have to be careful of what they say. So it's easy for them, right? Well, we have a different set of rules to play by. And if you don't know what those are, and if you don't have someone teaching you what to know through that process, then it's a lot harder. What I also love about what I'm doing here with Facebook ads is it's from a network marketing perspective. So as you go through the modules, it's very network marketing specific, right? And that's sort of the important thing is I'm guiding you through this process of how to do it. Section 5 is how to target professionals. So if you want, this is a free method of building your list and doing lead generation. I sort of, I'll use the personal trainers as an example, right? I still went out there, did target research. I reached out, you can reach out to personal trainers. You could reach out to, professionals in travel. You could reach out to professionals in skincare. You could reach out to professionals in wellness and nutrition. I show you how to do all that, what to say, how to reach out to them. That has a $97 value by itself. Section 6 is all story post ad strategy. 5 modules inside this course that walk you through everything. How to craft this story specifically for your opportunity, all the core elements. We get into a lot more detail than we went through here tonight. So you look back at everything, the reason that I put all of this value into this program was so that someone could come away from this course and say, you know what, I've got everything that I need to be mastering leads online. Some of them cost money, some of them don't. Meaning, some of the methods like of lead generation cost money, some of them do not. So I think it's totally worth that $1,332 value. Would it be worth it to you if you had leads coming to you every day? Remember, I told you my story where I woke up that morning, the first time that a lead opted into my page, and I had a lead sitting there in my inbox. That changed things for me. When I used to go out, when I was working my job in physical therapy and I was trying to do network marketing, I was really serious. I really wanted to do it. I was forcing myself. I would try to initiate conversations with people. It was really uncomfortable for me because I'm an introvert. I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person, I don't mind talking to people, right? But if I get on the airplane, I'm going to put my headphones on and listen to an audiobook, right? Or watch a movie or work on a PowerPoint. I mean, that's just how I am. It's not that I'm not a friendly person. I have a great circle of friends. But if I go to a party, I'm probably not going to, go outside of my own little circle. I might meet a few people that are there. But, I was doing some consulting work for Richard Brooke. Richard, he wrote the book Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire. His wife, Kimmy, she's a network marketer in an essential oils company. Kimmy is, just bubbly, life of the party. She's the kind of person that you instantly like her, right? She knows everybody. She is friends with everybody. She has no enemies. When she goes into a party of 100 people, she comes away with 99 brand new friends. The one person she didn't was probably me, right? I mean, that's just how she is. She doesn't need a program like this. She will not have a problem. I mean, she'll go into a supermarket, she'll talk to the manager, she'll talk, and she's not even trying to prospect. She's just a people magnet. But for me, when I was out there, when I was trying to force myself to bump into people and force myself to talk to the manager at the cell phone store and, it was really, really uncomfortable. And I'd come away thinking, oh gosh, this can't be professional. This cannot be the only way to build this business. And that's when things changed for me. When I started advertising, I started finding people, who wanted what I had, and started learning how to connect with people professionally and get people coming to me. It just changed everything. What would it do for you, right? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth $1,300 for you to do that? Now, I'm not going to charge you that, okay? Obviously, I know I wanted to make this available. You couldn't create a course like this for network marketers and charge that kind of money. They're already paying for their auto ships or all their products or services. They're paying to go to the events. It just wouldn't be realistic. I'm not even going to charge $997. I'm not even going to charge $500. Here's what it takes to take advantage of the Lead Mastery course. One payment of $397 or 3 payments of $157. Now there's an option. There's a third option, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But the difference, the $397, I'm going to throw in a little extra bonus. I'm going to throw in a private 30-minute phone consultation with me, where I'm going to basically just kind of help you get off to a fast start, point you in the right direction. One payment of $397 or 3 of $157, and you have lifetime access. And this is important because marketing changes. It's very fluid. It evolves. I have already updated things in the course, which means you have access to all the updates. I am getting ready over the next few months to release a how to advertise on Google AdWords, because I've done that for years. And it absolutely works. That will be included in this course, not an additional fee. So lifetime access means lifetime access. Now, there's a third option. I've created a relationship with PayPal, which can allow you, if you qualify, you work with PayPal on this, 0% financing for 6 months. So you could take the 6 months and pay it off, right? It comes out to like $66 a month, no interest, totally doable. I've already had people who are doing it. Or you could even take longer than 6 months. I would not recommend that though, because then you're going to pay interest and there's no point in that. But wait, there's more. I found this graphic and I had to use it. I'm going to throw some bonuses in there. People love bonuses, so I'm going to give you some. I'm going to give you bonus number 1 is my number 1 killer of network marketer success ebook. It's a great book. I'm going to send you a physical book, the MLM Emotional Roller Coaster that I wrote. I created this book honestly for myself to be able to give to people that I would enroll. I got so sick and tired of, talking people off the ledge and quitting their business. I said, before they even start, I just gave them the book. When they enrolled, it was like part of their welcome package that I would send them. And, I would give them that. And actually I would share Richard's book, Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire, and, a few other tools. I'll share one of the tools with you in a little bit, but perfect tool to give to people. Bonus number 3 is a custom email marketing system setup and demo. So your own autoresponder, guys, even if you don't purchase this course, you've got to go set yourself up with your own email autoresponder. I use Aweber. I've used them for years. They're very affordable. There's other ones that are out there. I would stay away from MailChimp. They don't like anyone in affiliate. If you put links to your affiliate sites or network marketing sites, they'll shut you down. Active Campaign's more expensive, but that's more advanced. But Aweber's a great tool. But if you get this course, I give you basically an over-the-shoulder look. It's me. I think it's a 90-minute training where I'm walking you through how do I set up an Aweber account, how I, set up email systems and what I say, structure the messages. It's a lot easier than you think, but you've got to start creating your list. If you're using your company system, you're flirting with danger because you don't own that list. You can't send them whatever you want. You can't control what messages they see. Things happen. Companies change their systems and, things can get broken or lost. But I've been working with Aweber since 2006, I think. For 3 years, I did marketing and didn't have an email autoresponder. And because I didn't know about them. I was just learning. Thousands of leads I generated. They were just filling out a form and I'd get an email with the form, but they weren't going into an autoresponder system. You've got to have one. Must. So I'm going to give you that training. Bonus number 4, I'm going to give you Russell Brunson's Marketing Secrets Playbook, Black Book. He's the creator of ClickFunnels, powerful book. You've got to have it. I'm going to give you my other active marketing techniques that I've used over the years, online surveys, using email marketing and solo ads, if you don't know what those, and more. Bonus number 6, the Funnel Hackers Cookbook, how to kind of, structure your own marketing pages if you're going to be building them. Then there's free page builders out there that you can use like Wix. This Funnel Hacker Cookbook walks you through that whole process. And then I'm going to give you access to a private Facebook community, which is called Networker Funnels Academy. And I do coaching and training for people on how to build their own marketing funnels, their pages and their capture pages and their upsells, and how to take someone who's interested and convert them. I've combined that with Lead Mastery because it's all part of the same thing, right? We're all trying to create interest and create conversions. And I've created this live Facebook community as a way for you to get ongoing coaching. So I'm doing live demonstrations, live trainings. Wouldn't it be cool if you were working on something like, let's say you're trying to figure out this Facebook ad thing, and before you launch your ad, wouldn't it be cool if you had a place to upload the ad? You take a screenshot of it and you upload the ad and you say, hey, Ben, or hey, community, I'm thinking about throwing this ad out there on Facebook. I would really love some feedback. Wouldn't it be nice to have people who are going through what you're going through? Wouldn't it be nice to have someone with experience to be able to say, hey, you know what? Here's what I was to change. Here's what you should try. Or maybe you're started the process and you're learning how to do advertising and you're doing some checking and seeing what's working. Wouldn't it be nice to have a place to get that feedback specifically from people who are going through what you're going through? That's why this is, I think, the most powerful bonus. And I love the feedback that I'm getting from this. So I'm adding a ton of more value. When you look at everything that you're getting there, I think it's everything that you're going to need in order to be able to start to become a lead generation master. So I'm going to put the link in when we're done here in the chat where you can get enrolled. It's just lead-mastery.com. $397 one time, $157, 3 payments of $157, or you can do the 6 months of 0% financing through PayPal credit if you qualify. I can't determine that. But I'm also going to throw in one extra bonus. And that is just for those of you who are in the webinar, those of you registered for the webinar, if you order any of those packages by Sunday night at midnight, I'm going to throw in a free 2-page marketing funnel that I'm going to build for you. I told you earlier, I help, this is one of my expertise. I build marketing funnels, and I'm going to throw in a free 2-page marketing funnel built for you. Now, I have a funnel building software that I use. but whatever one you use, you and I will get on a Zoom and I will get access in there so I can build it for you. That's going to help you start exposing people to your business, even if you aren't going to be doing Facebook ads. If you're going to be reaching out, doing some of the other things, this process can help you. And what I want to do, just really quickly, I want to run through some quick questions, frequently asked questions that I get, and then we'll wrap up. What kind of technical experience do you need to have? Really, you need to be able to access a Facebook page, right? And, add stuff to Facebook. And, if you can send an email, you should have a computer, right? You need to have a computer. I would recommend a laptop or a PC, a desktop. Trying to build an online business with just an iPad or an iPhone or a phone is going to be really, really hard. So that's pretty much it. Absolutely, the course is going to guide you step by step through the process. There's going to be coaching and training for other parts of the building process. And we do teach other ways to generate leads that do not cost money. We're going to be, inside the group, I talk about all different kinds of things. There is even some personal development and leadership development in there. But there's always going to be new ideas when it comes to marketing. And that's why it's so important to be plugged into that community. What kind of budget should I expect to set up for advertising or marketing tools? Well, if you're not going to do any advertising right away, then you don't need to worry about that. But what I'd recommend is maybe $2 to $5 a day, that you can expect to spend on your tools and your advertising. I think that's a good place to start. What you should do is start there, and it's going to take some time. The more money you're putting into marketing, the more feedback, right? The more data that you're going to get. So it's up to you. But, we can kind of coach you through that process. What type of network marketing companies does this work for? Really, it can work for any. We have people who have purchased the course from, ACN and Valentis and Young Living and doTERRA and World Ventures. And we even have some Forex companies that have purchased this. I got a CBD oil person, skincare, weight loss. There's an Isogenics. The list goes on and on and on. But I am going to throw some caution. All right, if you're looking to start marketing the CBD oils, Facebook, number one, doesn't allow it. Right? They don't allow any direct mention of CBD in your ads. So I would caution you. Right? If that's the only product that you have and that's the only thing you want to market, then maybe this isn't right for you. It can be done. The people that I have in my group that are in the CBD business, they are marketing, but they're very creative. You get for example, if CBD is designed to help with fibromyalgia, their ads all about fibromyalgia. And it doesn't mention any kind of curing or anything, but it's like their lead magnet is like, here are 13 tips to, cope with fibromyalgia or something like that. I don't know what their actual ad is, but you see what I mean? And then once they opt into your ad and you take them to a page, then you can start to, educate them on CBD. But that's that's really who I would caution. Everybody else, it works for all different network marketing companies. Finally, is this something I should teach everyone on my team? This is a really important question. My answer may surprise you. The answer is no. The answer is no, because they're not they may not be at the same place that you're at. What I would recommend is kind of what I talked about before. If you have someone who comes to you and says, Ben, I'm struggling connecting with my warm market. They're just not seeing it. Maybe I'm not doing it right, but I just feel really, really uncomfortable, unprofessional. I'd like to do something else. Is there another solution? That's the kind of person you could say, yeah, absolutely, there's a solution, okay? And you would be able to share this with them. And yes, I do have an affiliate program. I call it Elite Partner Program. I don't open it to the public. It is only available to people who are customers. But so that would be an opportunity, and it pays a 40% commission. I do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, 100% money-back guarantee. However, there are some catches to it because I respect you too much as a professional just to let you take the course. And, if you forget about it, you don't take it seriously, then you can get your money back whenever you want. No, that's not the way this works. All I ask is that you take this seriously. You treat your business like a business and you take it seriously. And what that means is if within 30 days you go through the entire course and you implement what you learn, and you show me your Facebook ads, show me that you've run them, show me that you've made a good faith attempt. If you feel like you haven't, learned something and gotten your money's worth, then absolutely, within that 30-day period, I will fully refund you. I have not had anyone do that. Now, we've only been running since December, but I have not had a single person even mention it. And that's because it works if you are willing to put it to work. Okay. But yes, there's a guarantee there for you skeptics. Earlier, I told you guys that I would share with you a free tool that saved my life in this profession. And I'm going to give that to you tonight. I'll give you a download link to it. And that's the daily and monthly activity tracker. This is a concept that I took from Tim Sales, who's a network marketing icon. I believe he's a company owner now, but he created a tool called the Pocket Tracker, which basically just tracks income activity for things that generate us money, right? Generating leads, connecting with leads, setting appointments, exposures, presentations, follow-ups, enrolling customers, distributors, so on. And you basically just assign point values to these, and you give yourself, the totals, and then you put them on the monthly tracker. And then there's these zones that are designed to kind of show you where you're at. Well, I would go through a day, when I was trying to make network marketing work back, I guess it was 99 to 1999-ish. And, I would get like 40, 50 points in the day. And so I would, if it's the 14th today, I would go into the 14th of the day, and then I would shade all the way up into let's say the 50-point range. And I'd say, ooh, I'm a leader, right? But then I wouldn't do anything the rest of the month. So what I would need to do is take the 50 points and divide it by the 30 days. That's less than 2 points a day. So my average put me way down here in the caution zone. And why this saved my career is because I wanted to quit so many times. And maybe you guys have run into this. Have you had people in your company blame the company, the product, the comp plan, the lack of support, too much support? I mean, I've actually had people say that to me. Blame whatever they can, right? And what they're trying to do is deflect that they're just not doing enough, right? They're not reaching enough people. And maybe they don't have enough people to talk to. That could be a genuine concern. Maybe some of you are in that boat. But that's what takes a lot of people out of the profession is they're placing blame on places that they really shouldn't. This saved my life because it allowed me to not place the blame on anyone. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't the company's fault. It was just I wasn't reaching enough people. I wasn't doing enough to make it work. That's when I made that decision. I said, you know what? I've got to find a way to get in front of more people because if I'm bumping into 1 or 2 people a day, that's like a snail's pace. I had to up my game. In other words, that's what kind of pushed me into cold market. And so, but sticking to this really helps. So what I would recommend is print out 3 of the monthly and then 90 of the daily, and try it for 90 days and just track yourself. Whether you do this course or not, track yourself, because at the very least, what it's going to show you is, oh, that's why I'm getting the results that I am or not, right? So it's very simple, guys. If you feel like this can help you, become a part of it, right? There's so much the course can give you. There's tons of options in here. There's something for everybody. Whether you have money to do marketing or don't, you can learn how to start generating leads. In terms of cost, I mean, you can even get it basically 0%, finance it if you have to, right? But if you were going to ask me, Ben, what's more important, going to my next company convention or paying for this course? My answer is going to be both, because you can keep going to convention after convention after convention after convention. But at some point, you've got to get something that's actionable. You've got to create a way for you to start putting into motion all of the great motivation and leadership and all of the stuff that you're getting at your events. You've got to create some sort of mechanism to make that happen. Otherwise, you're just in hobby mode. And that's how most network marketers are. I'm not saying that lead generation mastery is a magic bullet. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world. I'm not saying it's for everybody. What I'm saying is it's a mechanism. It's a tool to help you get what you want, which is more activity and consistent growth in your business, but it's going to take some work. And in a second here, guys, what I'm going to do is down below, I'm going to put some of these, you'll see the handouts and everything In fact, let me go ahead and stop sharing. I'll just go ahead and do that now. I'm going to throw these down in the chat box for you. And if there are any questions, you can also put them down in the chat. So if you look down in the chat down there, you should have seen a little chat icon pop up on your screen. You'll see the links down below there, and kind of walk you through all of the different things. The link to enroll, obviously. If you don't know what to ask now, some people don't. That's totally fine. You're welcome to. I'm going to put my email address in here too. It's just ben@realnetworker.com. I get a lot of emails after the fact. Sometimes kind of going back over some of the questions that I covered before. Sometimes asking, other types of questions. But if you do have a question, you want to shoot it to me now, you're welcome to. Margaret, hopefully you got the links there. I just put them in up above. Let me know if you don't see them. If you didn't, here, I'll put them in again, just so they're there. You guys aren't seeing what I'm putting in the chat there? That is strange. Oh, that's why. I'm sending it to myself. There we go. Let me know if that works. Yep. Okay, great. Sorry about that. Got it. Awesome. Yeah. So you've got access to everything there. If you have a question, you're welcome to ask it. I'll stick around here for a little bit, but it is Valentine's Day, so I'm going to go spend some time with my beautiful wife and my kids. But thank you guys for hopping on with me tonight. I hope you got some value. I know it's scary. I know there's there's a lot of leaders. I get a lot of flack from leaders who don't quite understand what it is that I do. If you were so good at this, you'd be in our company, doing this. I have a different passion. Now, I love network marketing, but guys, I built in the field for 20 years. I'm only 41, but 20 plus years, and full-time for a lot of that. I put in my time, and I love network marketing. And if the right opportunity ever came along and it called to me that much, then maybe. But honestly, what I love most is networking with so many cool people from so many different companies and countries, and and really just being able to kind of spread the love. I mean, it's a lot more fun. I'm an entrepreneur. Don't get me wrong. I do this to make money, and but to this day, I continue to receive a very substantial residual income from the network marketing company that I retired from building with. Probably more than 99.9% of the people make in network marketing. And it doesn't mean that I don't, love network marketing. I absolutely do. I just, I'm loving what I'm doing. I love coaching and training and helping people build the marketing funnels and helping people learn and master lead generation. It's so much fun when people text me and they're like, Ben, I got my first lead and this is so cool. And of course, not every lead is going to join you, right? That's not what I'm saying. I talk with way more than ever joined, but that's not the point. The point is when they're coming to you and you don't have to chase, you don't have to beg, you don't have to, feel uncomfortable. You don't have to have your friends talking behind your back. You can just have your friends, and you can be a professional business owner and they can respect you for that, and let them come to you, because that's what will happen, But anyway, we could be here all night long talking about that, guys. Thanks so much for hopping on. I really appreciate it. Again, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my email in here again. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your Valentine's Day, and I will be doing another webinar next week. But thank you so much for hopping on, and I'll get this replay out to you probably later tonight, maybe tomorrow. It takes a little while for it to process, but I'll get it back out to you as soon as I can. All right? Thanks so much.